Minister, in June, a groundbreaking new study was published by researchers at the University of Limerick, which examined the relationship between travellers and the Irish criminal justice system. The report details that travellers' trust in the system is extremely low and that fears of wrongful arrest, excessive use of force, wrongful conviction, disproportionately high sentences and wrongful imprisonment affect how travellers engage with and experience the criminal justice system. Will you undertake to respond to the report with wide-ranging systemic changes?
I thank the Deputy for raising this important question. The Irish Travellers' Access to Justice report published by the University of Limerick in June is a welcome and a valuable contribution to research and evidence in this important area. It is very clear that there is a lot more work to be done. Building on the significant work underway across the justice sector to engage more effectively and equitably with the Irish travellers in line with our values and statutory public sector duty, as well as the National Traveller and Roma Inclusion Strategy. In particular, Garda Síochána is committed to providing a human rights-focused policing service that protects the rights of all people with whom they can come into contact. This is at the heart of the Garda Code of Ethics and the Garda decision-making model, and has frequently been referenced by the Garda Commissioner, who has put a strong organisational focus on equality, diversity and inclusion. The Garda is seeking to embed the principle that human rights are the foundation and the purpose of policing in Ireland, and have demonstrated this in recent years through the work of the Garda National Diversity and Integration Unit and publication of an EDI strategy and action plan. And Garda Síochána ran a diversity internship programme over the last 9 months aimed at highlighting pathways to employment in the organisation for minority communities, including travellers. The second phase of this very successful programme was recently advertised by the Public Appointment Service. It is clearly vital to upholding trust in policing that police powers are exercised in a consistent and unbiased way, and that marginalised individuals and groups are not disproportionately impacted. The forthcoming Garda Síochána Powers Bill will address the recommendation from the Commission on the Future of Policing in Ireland that, for the purposes of clarity and transparency, police powers of search, arrest and detention should be codified and supported by statutory codes of practice. This is supported by relevant training to ensure members have the personal and professional expertise and cultural awareness to police Ireland's diverse communities in a proactive and appropriately inclusive way. I would also reference the important role of the Judicial Council in ensuring public trust and confidence in the judiciary.
Thanks. The problem, Minister, is that it's clear from the research and from talking to travellers that they do not experience a human rights-focused policing model. The report found that half of those surveyed had been present in a home that Gardaí entered without permission. It found that 64% of travellers who were in Garda custody in the last 5 years said they did not feel safe while they were in custody. When asked about the last time they were stopped by a Garda, 59% stated they believed that they were stopped because they were a traveller. Of those who believed that they were racially profiled, 53% of those stated that the Garda who stopped them had a reputation for stopping travellers, and 23% stated that the Garda who stopped them had said something about their traveller identity or about travellers generally, which explained why they felt they were being stopped because of being a traveller. The findings give a sense of travellers' lived experience of state racism, which require a response in terms of changing the approach, because it's clearly not a human rights-focused approach.
Thank you, Alaska and Corla. I'm very much aware that travellers are significantly overrepresented within the prison population. The Irish Prison Service is providing targeted supports, including adult educational programmes, which cater for the specific needs of the traveller community. Travellers' liaison teachers have been appointed in each educational centre. They've also introduced peer support services, peer-led mediation and training of traveller volunteers for the Red Cross programme. The Equine Centre at Castlereagh Prison, established in 2020 in partnership with the equine industry, has succeeded in developing confidence, self-worth and practical training for travellers in prison, and I visited Castlereagh Prison myself only a short while ago. In relation to the Garda Síochána, there are currently 360 Garda diversity officers across all Garda divisions who receive additional training and support from the Garda National Diversity and Integration Unit to actively engage with and attend to the concerns of minority and diverse community, providing reassurance, building trust and extending accessibility to Garda service. Training of diversity officers is ongoing and includes models on racial profiling and, of course, unconscious bias.
It seems to me that very fundamental changes are necessary to challenge the systemic racism which many travellers experience at the hands of the Gardaí. There's a number of recommendations in the report, and I would like a response from the Minister in relation to them. I'll give three. One is the introduction of an ethnic identifier throughout the criminal process, from the point of reporting to the point of sentencing, including entry and search of homes and stop and searches, which must be recorded, and with a commitment to make the resultant data available to independent researchers. In other words, that everything is clear and it can be analysed whether there is a racist approach taking place. Secondly, the development, publication, funding and implementation of a criminal justice strategy for the traveller community with a remit right across the criminal process. And thirdly, the establishment of a robust and effective independent complaints body operating across the criminal legal process and with a remit to accept and respond to complaints regarding any criminal justice agency or professional, including customs officers and judges, and with no continuing connection to any of the criminal justice agencies.
Minister.
Thank you. I can tell the Deputy, look, the Department is engaging with the report, looking at the recommendations and accessing it. So the first criminal justice sectoral strategy was published by my department on the 7th of March of only this year. The strategy aims to strengthen and improve how criminal justice organisations work together and how they can communicate about the work that they do. I can tell the Deputy also that 5 subgroups have been established to oversee and monitor implementation of that particular strategy. In particular, the Increasing Public Understanding subgroup aims to improve communications and deepen those community engagements. But as I say, I can tell the Deputy the Department is very much engaging with the report and assessing the recommendations.
Now, we have